So hello and welcome back to another video, guys. Now that's right, today we are back for another tier ranking or tier list. Haven't done one of these in a while and have basically decided that I'm only going to do these for like characters and stuff now, not movies, because for movies I'd rather just do a straightforward ranking for you guys. So I thought, we've done some character ones before. I think I've done a Walking Dead one, and I've done all 13 incarnations of the Doctor. Today, I thought a good one to follow it up with would be Marvel MCU characters. So I found this one here online. As you can see, there's a lot of characters, so I'm going to have to go very quick. There's some very oddball characters in here as well. I believe this goes up to Far From Home, because we got Mysterio there. Doesn't look like there's any Black Widow characters or Shang-Chi. So it looks like it is just essentially our Infinity Saga, which is very exciting. And something I'm going to say as well is, if you see me put like a really cool character low down, it's purely probably going to be because I don't think development-wise they're there yet. So that's what this list is going to be on, characters in terms of development. How good are they as characters? How well do they work? And yeah, we'll get started. So it's a bit of a random order. A lot of our big players are actually down the bottom a bit. So let's get started. First one up is Abomination. Now, Abomination, hang on, there we go, I got him, is going to go straight to the A+. I'm joking. Where are we going to put Abomination? Not B. He's going to go down here as an E. He's, your standard Hulk villain. He's your main Hulk villain, from the comics. He's sort of known as Hulk's kind of rival, arch enemy. He is just another big green guy who punches things. It, of course, really didn't get much development in the Hulk movie. We have since seen him again in Shang-Chi. He's going to be in She-Hulk, I know that. But, of course, he doesn't get any development in Shang-Chi. He's there just to punch a few things. Not really anything done with his character yet. Then we have the Ancient One, who I'm going to put as a D character. I really did enjoy the Ancient One. Tilda Swinton is an absolute incredible actress. She played it really well. I think my issue with this character is, again, you sort of know where this character's going from the word go in Doctor Strange. She's the mentor. She's the top dog in the world of the sorcerers. So you sort of know that for Doctor Strange to take the mantle, the Ancient One's probably going to die. Now, the Ancient One actually has had some more screen time, surprisingly. In Endgame, was not expecting to see her in that. It was fun to see her come back. But again, I can't really put her much higher because at this point she is kind of just your standard teaching like master figure for Doctor Strange. I do hear that she's going to be coming back again at some point, and I look forward to seeing what they do with her. Next up, we have Ant-Man, Mr. Paul Rudd. Now, I am a big Ant-Man fan. I like Ant-Man a lot. I'm going to put him as an A. The thing that works really well with Ant-Man is that you know that this guy is, Scott Lang is not the nicest guy. I think the first Ant-Man film does this character a lot of favours, where you can tell, he's been in prison, he's not the nicest of guys, but he really is trying to do better in life. And the film works really well in terms of giving him this personality of he is growing as a character here. It's also so good to see him with his daughter, especially in the second Ant-Man film. And he works so well with the Avengers in Endgame. So, yeah. Then we got Baby Groot. Now, there are all 3 Groots on this tier list, I believe. Just trying to see if I can spot any of the other ones. Yeah, you got Big Groot here. And I believe Teenage Groot is also here somewhere. So, Baby Groot, I'm sorry, because I know people are going to hate me here. I'm going to put him as an E. Yeah, he's cute. He's cute. He's really good fun. I don't dislike him, but he just doesn't do much, does he? He just sort of runs about in Guardians 2 and just causes mayhem. So, yeah. Then we have Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk. I'm going to put him on the A tier. Again, a lot of great development with his character. They've done really well with him so far. I feel like the whole Hulk-Black Widow relationship pulled me out of a bit. They didn't really explain it much in terms of, like, development for his character. It felt very forced. But I think Mark Ruffalo plays an incredible Bruce Banner. He gets the awkwardness down to a T. And he's a very good representation of that famous comic book character. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman is also going in the A tier. Wow, what a character. R.I.P. to Mr. Chadwick Boseman, absolute legend. Black Panther represents so much more than just a superhero, you know. He is a fantastic character. I think his best performance, personally, is in his first one, in Civil War. His entrance was incredible. And his suit looks amazing. His powers are great. I love the development throughout the Black Panther movie, seeing Killmonger's side. You could see T'Challa very conflicted at times, and the conversation he has with his dad when he goes to the spirit realm, and he tells him that his dad and his ancestors were wrong, is beautiful. You really see this character grow, and yeah, awesome character. Bucky, the Winter Soldier. I'm going to go with a B on Bucky. Still pretty good. I like Bucky a lot. Really great character. Sebastian Stan also plays him really well, I want to say. But I think he's a little bit boring at times, and I think that is genuinely his character. He is a very quiet kind of guy. You know, in the first movie, he was just sort of there to die. We sort of knew where his character was going. When we see him in Winter Soldier, when we see him in Winter Soldier, he's the villain for the most part. And then when he comes back in the late films, he's just a very quiet guy. I think that Falcon and the Winter Soldier done this character a lot of favours. Definitely made him more likeable. But yeah, he's not quite on the level of these three for me. That's the thing. I couldn't quite put him on the level of Black Panther, Hulk, or Ant-Man. Captain America, A+, gotta be, isn't it? Captain America, absolutely adore this guy, you know. Chris Evans plays him amazingly as well. Captain America has had, obviously, some of the best development. There's no surprise there. He's had some of the most screen time. Felt like he got a little bit underused in Age of Ultron and Infinity War, but his solo films, especially Winter Soldier, incredible stuff there. And Endgame, absolutely fantastic. Captain America is one of the best written characters in this whole franchise. Absolutely fantastic. Captain Marvel, this is going to be an interesting one, isn't it? I'm going to go D. Now, here's the thing. I do like Captain Marvel. I do. I say D tier, don't dislike, you know, Captain Marvel, the Enchantress. I really like Brie Larson in this role. I really do. Just, at the minute, we've only really had a solo film and a couple very small appearances in other movies. And she's really good in Endgame. I really like Captain Marvel in Endgame. I don't like her in her own film. She's very cocky and arrogant. And she's just not very nice to people. And it's, you know, in terms of character development, it's like, you've sort of just come into this universe being very arrogant, very cocky, very looking down on people. And then you've sort of buggered off. And it's like, you're not selling yourself as a great character here. I think Captain Marvel's really going to improve. I have a lot of faith in the Marvels that's coming up. I'm really excited. As I say, I love Brie Larson. So I almost feel a bit guilty putting her this low down, but at the minute, her character hasn't impressed me too much. It's not a bad character, just not a very good one either. The Collector. Oh, he's low. I'm going to put him on the F tier. And I'll tell you why. Because I love the character of the Collector. I've actually read a couple comics of him in. I love Benicio del Toro. He is a fantastic actor. And they teased him in Thor the Dark World as a big threat. And then Guardians sort of teased that we're going to see him again. And then Infinity War just chucks him out the window. So yeah, absolute nonsense, I think, with him. We did actually finally get to see him be pretty badass in What If. So yeah, but are we counting the What If stuff? I don't know. It's not even Benicio del Toro voicing him in that. So yeah, that's such a shame. I really want to love the Collector, but he's just not a very good character in this franchise. Phil Coulson, I'm going to put in the C tier. I like Coulson. He was good. He was very much that very beginning stage, bringing the characters together. Fun guy. I really like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. And I had a tear in my eye when he died as well. Crossbones. I'm going to put in the F tier as well. Purely because, you know, we don't really get to see proper Crossbones until Civil War. I mean, technically, you know, the villain, the guy, is there in Winter Soldier, especially at the end, and he's pretty good in that, I guess. But then in Civil War, you know, he looks badass. He has a cool fight with Cap, but then he just dies. So yeah, really doesn't have much going for him. Dormammu, I'm also just going to chuck in the F tier. You know, we barely see Dormammu. He's in it for like 4 or 5 minutes. He's just a big CGI head. I'm not really a fan on that stuff. I know that's what he looks like in the comics, but I think I would have rather seen him do a bit more. Even though I like his look. And it is Benedict Cumberbatch voicing him, so that's cool as well. But, you know, he's incredibly forgettable. Drax. I'm going to put Drax... I'm going to put Drax in the C tier. Now, don't hate me, because I actually do really like Drax. As I say, you know, the only category here where characters I dislike is F. E are just average. From D onwards, I do like them. It's just Drax, for me, I couldn't put on the same level as Bucky or obviously any of the aboves. And I was purely because development-wise, I think the first Guardian's done a lot with him. And in the other films, they took a lot of the emotion out of Drax and just used him as a comedy piece. I like a lot of his jokes. He's a funny guy, but in terms of character development, he doesn't get near as much as other Guardians or other characters in this universe. Ego, the Living Planet. I'm going to put him on the D tier. Kurt Russell. Wow, can't believe he's in the MCU. I love that. Ego was really cool, I thought. One of the better MCU villains. I really like the development he has with Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. And I think he just really interesting how you could sort of tell something was up with him, and his character kind of shifted a lot throughout the movie. I think it was really well done. I can't remember Martin Freeman's character's name. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put him on the E tier. Didn't really do anything in Civil War, and in Black Panther, he did feel a little bit forced in there, like, hey, let's get a white guy in there. But he's alright. I don't mind him, but he's very, you know, he might be the most forgettable character we've talked about so far. Like, I even remember Dormammu more, just because he is, like, the main villain of Doctor Strange. I always forget that Martin Freeman was in Black Panther, to be honest. Next up, we have Falcon, who I'm going to pop on the B tier. Again, Falcon just wouldn't quite put him up with Ant-Man, Hulk, or Black Panther, but Falcon's a cool character. I actually wasn't the biggest fan on him for a while. It wasn't until Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to be honest, that I really come to like this character more. I found him a little bit annoying in Civil War, but he's really grown on me. And I really like the development that he's had in recent years through Infinity War, Endgame, and the TV show. Nick Fury. I'm going to put... I'm going to put him on the B tier. I'm going to be actually a little bit kind. I was debating C, purely because after Phase 1, or after Winter Soldier, after the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., he really vanished for a while, just having very small cameos. But then one thing that I do really love about the Captain Marvel film is how much they use Nick Fury. He was one of the highlights of that film. And then in Far From Home, he was also great. Nick Fury, quote-unquote there, for that movie. But, yeah, fantastic character, Samuel Jackson, you gotta love it. Gamora, I'm also going to pop on the B tier. Her relationship with Thanos carries her character, but I also like the dynamics between her and Star-Lord. I think it's really interesting. I find her character really fascinating, how she's come from, you know, someone who didn't want to help, someone who was actually quite mean and had a negative outlook on things, to they've done a 360 with her, so really cool. Ghost, I'm going to just chuck on the E tier. Very forgettable villain. But when you watch the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, it's like, yeah, okay, I sort of see this. I sort of see, you know, where this is all going and stuff, you know. You kind of relate to her and stuff. But overall, pretty forgettable Marvel villain. Goose could just go as an F. This cat felt so forced in the movie. It was the cat... I actually disliked a lot of scenes with the cat. It just felt very forced in there because it's from, you know, Goose from the comics. The way that Goose took out Nick Fury's eye was embarrassing. They just didn't spend any time explaining, you know, the weird alien but under the cat or anything. It was very odd choice. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Goose. Jeff Goldblum's oh god, I've lost his name. I can't remember his character's name. Oh my god. But I'm gonna chuck him on the D list anyway. God, what's his... I can't remember his character name. Oh my god. I'm having an absolute brain fart here. Grandmaster, there we go. The Grandmaster. I love this character for Jeff Goldblum. It's not really a super accurate representation of the Grandmaster. But it's Jeff Goldblum, and he's winging a lot of it. There's a lot of improv in his character, and he's just super fun to watch. He's a blast. Hank Pym, I'm going to put in the C tier, of course. Michael Douglas, incredible actor. Really, really good character here. I think he's just always fascinating to follow. I get worried every time I watch an Ant-Man movie that they're going to kill him off, because he is like the mentor kind of figure, and it's like they tend to not do well in these movies. But hey, he's a really cool character. Happy Hogan, I'm going to put up here on the B list. Happy Hogan has come so far from, well, let's face it, Jon Favreau put himself in the Iron Man movie, probably just for, this is my movie, I'm going to give myself a little part, as Tony Stark's driver. Look at how far this character's come, like, all the way through to Far From Home, like, having a main part in that movie and being sort of a new fatherish, uncle-ish, maybe, figure for Peter Parker. I think it's brilliant how much his character has developed through the years. I've got a lot of respect for this guy. And Jon Favreau is just a great, great, great guy. We love him. Okay, Hawkeye. I'm going to chuck on the B tier as well. I was debating whether to go C, but I feel like Endgame done him a lot of favours. I love that Rodan side of him that you see at the start. The whole, he's lost, and he doesn't, like when Black Widow goes to get him, and he's like, don't give me hope, I don't want it. I think that's really great. I love that stuff. So yeah, Hawkeye, he can go in the B tier. Heimdall, I'm going to chuck... I'm going to chuck him in the C tier purely for Ragnarok. He didn't really do anything in the first two Thor films. His Age of Ultron cameo was a waste of time. He plays an important part in Infinity War, I guess, but, it's very small. In Ragnarok, the character is just awesome, though. I really do like him. Hela can go in the D tier. Yeah, she's a really cool character, Hela. I like her a lot, but it is very, bog standard villain, I think, if you look at her. I like her a lot. I think she's intimidating. I love her powers. Cate Blanchett plays it well, but at the end of the day, she's like, yeah, Dad was mean to me, so now I want to be queen, and I'm going to kill anyone who gets in my way. Standard villain. But still, a very cool character. Howard the Duck. Okay, Howard the Duck, I'm actually going to put in the E tier, not the F tier. Why? Because he's shown up twice now. He had a little cameo in Endgame. He's also shown up in What If we're going to count that. And he's funny. He's a couple bits that made me laugh. A lot more than these guys on the F tier. He's actually had more of an impression on me than any of them. So there we go. Howard Stark. Now, is there an old version of Howard Stark, or is this one going to just count... God, there's a lot of characters. We're going to have to speed up here, guys. I apologise. Right, I'm just going to count him as young Howard Stark. I'm going to chuck him on the E tier. Cool character, but just a bit forgettable. Tony Stark, obviously, A tier. My favourite MCU character. I love him. The development that this guy has received is incredible. Some of the best character work in any movies ever. Tony Stark is one of the best characters we've ever had, period, in the cinema. Incredible. Okay, Michelle Pfeiffer's character, I'm going to chuck on the E tier, purely because we haven't seen much for her at the minute. We've had, like, the last 20 minutes of a movie with her. I reckon this character is going to be developed further, but we've just got to get there. At the minute, she hasn't had much of an impression. Justin Hammer, I'm going to put on the D tier, purely because I really enjoy, of course, the actor who plays him, whose name's escaping me in a minute. But I love the actor who plays him. I thought he was great in Iron Man 2. One of the highlights of Iron Man 2. In fact, I actually will stick up for Iron Man 2. But he was really good in it. Okay. Kilius, I'm going to put on the F tier purely because they wasted Mads Mikkelsen. What a disappointment. His character looked cool and his powers were cool. But overall, he is one of the most boring villains we've had. So, yeah. This guy, this just looks like one of the villains from Iron Man 3. I'm guessing that's Guy Pearce's character, who I'm going to chuck on the F tier because I like that in Iron Man 3, they went with a villain who wasn't in an Iron Man suit. It's cool. It's like, yes, we're not having an Iron Man versus an Iron Man. However, Guy Pearce's character was pretty boring. I like the Mandarin twist. I love all that stuff. But I just think it would have been better if they replaced the Mandarin with a cool villain, but they didn't. Killmonger, I'm going to stick up here on the B tier. Probably definitely top 3 MCU villains. You can actually understand this guy's point of views, and at times you can get behind him a bit, which I think is the best thing a villain can do. Incredibly well played by Michael B. Jordan. It shows why the Black Panther movie works so well for the most part. Claw, I'm going to put... I'm going to put him here on the D tier. Andy Serkis plays this character really well. I actually really like this character in the comics. I've read a few comics from him. He's really cool. And he's fun. He is very much your straightforward villain. But, he only has a small scene in Age of Ultron, and he's not in Black Panther much. Okay. Computer had a spasm then. Andy Serkis' character does get replaced with what is probably a better... No, not probably. He gets replaced by a better villain. So, yeah. Next up, this guy from Guardians. We'll chuck him on the E tier. He's just sort of rocks up. He ain't that bad. He has a couple cool lines, but yeah. Then, of course, we have Korg. I'm going to chuck Korg on the C tier. Korg's so memorable because he's so funny. Taika voicing him as well is brilliant. Gotta love a bit of Korg. Sean Gunn's character from the Rafters, or whatever they're called. I'm going to chuck him on the D tier purely because of Guardians 2. The development he gets near the end is actually quite surprisingly good, which would put him above the E tier. Probably at the lower end of the D tier characters, don't get me wrong, but I like what they've done with his character. Okay, Loki. I'm going to chuck Loki up as an A. I love Loki. I think he's, my favourite MCU villain, I think, if you want to class him as that. But I love the development of him in actually the Dark World. I think, that's one of the few good things about that movie. And then going into Ragnarok, he was brilliant. And now, of course, we've had his TV show, which was incredible. So Loki can go on the A tier. Michael Pena's character, he's there for laughs, so I'll chuck him on the D tier. He's a comedy character, he is what he is. Is it Malekith or something like that? Let's chuck him on the F tier. Sorry, he sucks. He's a crap villain. Christopher Eccleston doesn't even play it well. Mantis. I'm going to chuck Mantis on the C tier. When she got introduced, I wasn't too excited to see her character much, but she brings a nice warm presence to the Guardians. I really like her in Infinity War. We got Maria Hill. I'm going to chuck on the D tier as well. She's pretty cool, but whenever she's about, Sam Jackson's also about, and you kind of want to see Sam Jackson more. Is the only problem with Maria Hill. Okay, that's not M'Baku. That's the one in Black Panther who sort of goes bad. I'm gonna chuck him on the E tier. He's pretty forgettable. He's I'm pretty sure he was married to Okini or whatever you call her. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about him, to be honest. He's very forgettable. Okay, this guy from Doctor Strange. Let's also chuck him on the D tier. He's pretty cool. It's clear. I know in the comics he goes bad, and it's clear that the Doctor Strange movie was setting up him leaving, what the place where Doctor Strange is, set him up as being a bit of an anti-hero, maybe a full-on villain in the next movie. So, yeah, it felt a bit forced at times, his character. Black Panther's girlfriend. I'm going to chuck her on the E tier. She really didn't do anything for me in the movie. It's like, yeah, we got to give Black Panther a love interest. Let's stick her in there. She didn't come back for Infinity War Endgame either, so I just feel like it's pretty forgettable compared to the other Black Panther side characters. Nebula. Before Endgame, Nebula would have been a C, but after Endgame, I'm going to go B. I was looking at A. I love her in Endgame. First Guardians film, she's one of the weakest parts. She was very forced in there. Some of her lines are crap. Yeah. Guardians 2, they've done a lot with her. Infinity War, kind of not much going on again. But then Endgame stepped it up again. It's very up and down Nebula, but they've done some incredible stuff for her character. Plus, Karen Gillan, we love her. Ned. I'm going to chuck Ned in the D tier. You know, he's just always a pleasant character, isn't he? You know, I ain't done loads with him, but he's always just a good time. Odin, I'm also going to chuck in the D tier. Yeah, Odin, you know, they say a lot of cool stuff about Odin. You know, he's done this, he's done that, blah, 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 blah. Be nice if we've seen some of this stuff in flashbacks. The first two Thor films really don't like to do much with him. And then, of course, when we get to Ragnarok, he isn't in it much. So. Okay, Akile, I'm not really sure how to say her name, I'm sorry. But I'm going to chuck her in the C tier. She has some incredible lines with T'Challa. You can tell that it's like two best friends hanging out. And I really like that banter between them. I like her small scene in Endgame where she sort of takes charge. And she has some really good lines in Infinity War. I think her character is very interesting to watch. She's very stubborn, brutal. And I like that about her. She's a fun character to watch. Okay, normal Groot. Normal Groot. Here we go. Normal Groot, I'm going to chuck up on the C tier. Really, really loved Groot. I was very sad at the end of the movie, and I hope we're going to see normal Groot again. He's growing up. I want to see them get back to normal Groot, because he was my favourite version. Yeah, there's just more character to him. He felt a bit more present in the movie than Baby Groot in the second one. And his powers were a lot cooler. So, yeah. Okay, Peggy Carter is going to go in the C tier. C tier. She was fantastic in the first Captain America movie. Really, really great love interest for Cap. And again, I love all the small appearances she's had since. Really, really cool character. Pepper Potts. I'm also going to chuck in the C tier. She don't really do loads in the first two Iron Man movies. She's good, but then when you get to the third Iron Man film, I love the development with her there, and then seeing her come back for some small scenes in the later movies is also really good as well. I think Pepper is also a really, really great love interest for one of our heroes. Robert Redford's character, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'm going to chuck him in the D tier. Yeah, really like, that's the problem with these villains who sort of show up for one movie. They really have to make a huge impact to stick about. I am debating whether to bump him up to the C tier, because his character was really fascinating, I thought, and he was your typical government strict arsehole type villain. But, he's really cool, but I just don't think he should really go with these characters. Okay, Quicksilver. This is a difficult one. I'm going to go E. I won't quite go F because there is enough development in Age of Ultron for him, or enough interesting scenes, which puts him above these characters. Saying that, he actually falls at the bottom end of my E list if I was to put them in an order. Like, I even prefer characters like Ghost and Abomination to him. He's just very underused, very forced, and his death was very empty and meaningless. Wow, we got loads of characters to go. We're gonna speed up again. Red Skull. I'm gonna chuck Red Skull on the D tier. Really cool villain. He reminds me of a classic old school villain. He's fun, and Hugo Weaving plays him really well. Rocket Raccoon. I'm going to chuck in the B tier. Really, really fantastic. Rocket Raccoon, Bradley Cooper voicing him as well, brilliant. The CGI work on him is fantastic. And I think the development that he got was absolutely fantastic in Guardians 2 and Endgame. Okay, Ronan the Accuser. I'm going to chuck him in the E tier. One of the few things I don't like about Guardians, and I don't know why they even bothered bringing him back for Captain Marvel. Scarlet Witch, I'm going to chuck in the... Yeah, I'll go B tier. Purely, WandaVision has bumped her all the way up. She wouldn't have been there before. She probably would have been in a C tier. But WandaVision done wonders for her. Her character is fantastic. I love her relationship. I love that she struggles to control her powers. I think characters like that are far more interesting than ones that are completely in control. So I love that. Elizabeth Olsen, my celebrity crush, so she gets a bonus point there. Okay, Suri. I'm going to chuck Suri in... I'm going to go D. I know some people are probably expecting C, but to be honest, Suri, I found a bit annoying in Black Panther. She was good in it. I liked her for the most part, but I found her a bit annoying. But I quite liked her scenes in Infinity War, so I'm going to put her there. Sif, Lady Sif. Yeah, she could just go in the E section. She's only in the first 2 Thor films, and well, now technically Loki as well. But quite frankly, she doesn't do much in the 2 Thor films, so yeah, she can just go there. Carl Urban's character, I'm also just going to chuck in the E tier. I do really like this guy. He has some funny lines and a couple of epic moments, but when I think of Ragnarok, he isn't one of the things I remember, to be honest. So I think that says a lot. Spider-Man, Mr. Peter Parker, can go right up here in the B tier. Is this my favourite incarnation of Spider-Man? Yes. Do I like these Spider-Man films the most? I don't know. I'm still up and down on these Spider-Man films, but Tom Holland kills it as Peter Parker. I'd like to get Peter Parker to that A or even A+ tier, because we all know in the comics Peter Parker is A+. He's probably the best hero Marvel's got. I'd like to see some more solo adventures with Spider-Man, to see his character get pushed a bit more by himself. I think that would really bump him up a few notches. Okay, Star-Lord. Oh, computer freezing there. Star-Lord, I'm also going to chuck in the B tier. I think it's really fascinating, his character, how he can just switch like that. We saw it with Ego, and then we saw it with Thanos. And the guy's gone through a lot, and I think he's just a fascinating character. Doctor Strange, I'm also going to chuck up here on the B tier. He feels a bit copy and pasty of Tony Stark, and not done quite as well. However, I feel like his character's coming into his own through his powers and stuff. You know, at the start, it was just a very arrogant rich man. But now he's really, near the end of Doctor Strange, and then through especially Infinity War, the character's really coming to his own a bit more. And I can't wait to see him in No Way Home and into the Multiverse of Madness. Okay, the leader of the Skrulls, Ben Mendelsohn's character. I'm actually going to chuck him up here in the D tier. I like that he wasn't just your bog standard villain, which I was expecting. I actually done some interesting stuff for him. One of the highlights of Captain Marvel again. Yeah, I'm really excited to see him again. Taserface, he could just go down here in the F section. There was a few things I really didn't like about Guardians 2, and Taserface is one of them. Really weak villain. Okay, Teenage Groot. Teenage Groot can go... I'm going to put him in the E tier. He just didn't really do anything in Infinity War. He just sort of moped about playing his game, didn't he? And then you didn't really see much of him in Endgame. Yeah, he's just very, very forgettable, Teenage Groot. Thanos. Oh, I'm going to put Thanos in the B tier. I was looking at A. Thanos is one of the greatest villains of all time, and it's purely down to how well Infinity War handled him. You get to see his point of view, and again, like Killmonger, you can you don't agree with it, but you can understand where he's coming from to a certain extent. I think it works really well. He's got some surprisingly emotional scenes as well. Thor's going in an A+. He's got to the A+ purely because he isn't great in his first 2 films, and even in the first Avengers he's not great, and neither in Age of Ultron. But my god, Ragnarok made this character so cool, and then Infinity War and Endgame just added to that. I like Fat Thor. I like that. He has become one of my favourite heroes. I love Thor. General Ross, he could go in the D tier. He's pretty cool when he rocks up, but there's not much to him. Okay, we got the fake Mandarin. We've got Trevor. I'm an actor. I'm going to put him in the D section. I know. I've put him above, like, Quicksilver. Yeah, I like this twist. Ben Kingsley played the hell out of it. It was funny. It worked really well. And guess what? Everybody was upset about this. You've got the real Mandarin now. You've got him. Go see Shang-Chi. You've got him. The twist, now you just take it for what it is. You've got a real Mandarin. It works bloody well. It made me laugh. I like the character. He's funny. There you go. Okay, we've got another controversial one here. Ultron, people either love him or hate him. I am sort of more on the love level. I'm going to stick him in the C tier. I like Ultron. There's too many jokes with him. There's no doubt about that. They should have cut down on the jokes because he didn't feel menacing enough. And I think the CGI was a little bit wobbly at times. However, James Spader does incredible voice for him. I like that he's just come into the world and he's like, how do I fix the world? Wipe out the humans. I kind of like it. It's a typical Avengers level threat villain. I quite like Ultron. Valkyrie, good chuck up in the C tier. I feel like Valkyrie's well on her way to becoming a B tier character. I just need to see a bit more of her. But I really like her. Really fun character. Vision. Because of WandaVision, B tier. Would have been in the C tier with Scarlet Witch, probably. But because of what WandaVision's managed to do, he's going in the B tier. Really, really fun character. I really like what they've done with him lately. Okay, Vulture. I'm going to stick in the C tier. One of the best MCU villains again. Vulture is really a throwaway Spider-Man villain in the comics. I'm surprised that they went so hard with him in this movie. But they done a great job with him. Michael Keaton as well. War Machine. I'm going to stick. I'm going to put him in the C tier. I know a lot of people are probably expecting B tier there. But I just prefer all the characters in the B tier a bit more. I just feel like War Machine, he's always in the background of these movies. He really has yet to get his moment in the limelight. I know that's coming with Armor Wars or whatever his show's going to be called. But he always feels like a side character. Hasn't been massive amounts of development considering how many movies he's been in now. But I like him a lot. You know, he's done quite well. But Wasp, I'm also going to stick in the C tier. She's well on her way to becoming a B tier character. I just think another movie is, to get her on the level of these characters up here. But she's on her way. I love Evangeline Lilly. I think she's great in the role. I love her little scenes in Endgame as well. Really cool. Okay, Whiplash. Whiplash can go... oh. I'm going to stick him in the D tier. He's at the bottom end of the D tier, don't get me wrong, but I prefer him over all the E tier ones. He makes me laugh. He's funny. I want my bird. I think it works well for the character. He's funny. He's got a cool suit at the end. I know he's very Iron Man-y with the arc reactor and stuff, but I like that, he's got the whips instead of just another, Ironmonger, Iron Man suit. So, yeah, I'm going to put him there. Why not? Black Widow. Black Widow, I'm going to stick... I'll stick her in the B tier. She's at the lower end of the B tier, if I'm being completely honest. I've never been the biggest Black Widow fan. I think she's a little bit dull, her character. She's, I like her a lot. Obviously, she's in the B tier. She's done well. But that's purely because of how many films have been able to develop her character. Her best outing, I think, is in The Winter Soldier, followed closely by Endgame. But, especially with her new film, the solo Black Widow movie, while I like that film a lot, there's a scene where she's having dinner with her family. And she's my least favourite character there, or the least interesting character there, I'll say. So, yeah. Okay, Wong. Get straight up there to the C section, Wong. I love a bit of Wong. He's popping up and everything. I love this guy. He's vibing. He's a good time. I like Wong. Okay. Michael Rooker. B. I'm putting Yondu in the B. Purely because of Guardians 2. My God, they went so hard with this character. I had tears at the end of this movie. His development was so good in Guardians 2. I'm not the biggest Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 fan. I'm not. But what they done with Yondu was fantastic. Okay, Jude Law's character. I'm just going to put him in the F section. I forget Jude Law is in the MCU. Jesus, yeah, his character sucked. Zemo, I'll put Zemo in the D tier. He was very cool in Civil War. It was nice to have a very grounded villain again. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, done some cool stuff for him as well. Yellow Jacket can go in the E tier. Very forgettable, boring villain. But I like him a little bit more than all the ones in the F tier. Near the bottom end of the E tier, definitely, with Quicksilver probably, but yeah. Ebony Maw, I'm surprised that it looks like they've put all the Black Order in here, or the Dark Order, or whatever they're called, or maybe it's just Ebony Maw. Oh no, I can see another couple down here. Yeah, I'm just going to put them in the E tier, the Black Order. Let's see if we can find the others. Let's just chuck them all in there. We'll do them all together, because you know, they're all just sort of side villains while Thanos is busy taking care of other shit in Infinity War, isn't he? Um, yeah, they're just very forgettable villains, really, aren't they? Did I miss one? No, I don't think so. I think that's them all. Yeah, they exist. They're there to throw a few punches. They're more interesting than all the characters in the F tier, but, you know. Okay, Jeff Bridges is Ironmonger. Let's stick him in the D tier. Pretty cool first villain. I don't mind him too much. It's more or less Jeff Bridges that's selling this character, no, not the character himself. Okay. Sharon Carter, I'm going to stick in the D tier. I feel like there was room for her to be improved in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they actually took some weird turns with her. I feel like there was potential for her to be bumped up to a C, but they sort of didn't do as much with her as I was hoping. In fact, they sort of took away from her character a bit in that show. Oh, can we count Stan Lee? I can't put Stan Lee in anything but A+. Just, I'm putting him at the front there. He's on his own level. He's the creator. He isn't a character in the MCU. Why is he even on this ranking? So much respect to this man. Rest in peace to him. Stan Lee, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say for him. Okay, Aunt May. Okay, what do I put Aunt May? You know, she hasn't really done... I'm going to put her in the A tier. She hasn't done anything in the MCU, really, has she? She actually hasn't had that many scenes in either Spider-Man movie. Yeah, she just hasn't done much. So, yeah, we'll stick her in the E tier. Okay, this Gold Woman. A. Not a big fan on her or that side plot from Guardians 2, but she had a couple funny lines, I guess. Again, a bit more memorable than everyone in the F tier, but yeah. Okay. Darcy. Oh my god, Darcy. She can go in the D tier purely because WandaVision fixed her. She was okay in the first Thor film. Thor: The Dark World, I hated her. Like, she would seriously be considered for F if WandaVision hadn't brought her back and saved her a bit. Okay. I'm trying to even think who this guy is. I can't even remember this guy, so let's just whack him on the F tier, because I can't even... Oh, wait, that's one of Scott's mates, isn't it? Let's check him on the F tier, because he has a couple funny lines. Sorry, it took me a real minute there to think about that one. Okay, one of Thor's three friends, let's just whack him on the F tier, he don't really do anything. Okay, Spider-Man's bully from school, let's chuck him on the E tier, doesn't really do much. Another one of Thor's mates, let's chuck him on the F tier, really doesn't do anything for the movies, does he? Jane, I'm going to whack her up here with Darcy, the D tier. She just, you know, we've only seen her in 2 Thor films, where she was pretty boring, and she took away from Thor. We want to see Thor do Thor stuff, and then we were getting sidetracked with the love story. Love and Thunder, hopefully, is going to fix her character. Jarvis, it's just an AI that talks, but I still prefer him over all the F tiers, so we'll put him in E. Okay, big scary monster dude from Thor: The Dark World. I'm actually going to chuck him in the E section, purely because he isn't a character, he is just a walking wall for someone to fight, but he looked really cool. So yeah, he's gone above the main villain from Thor: The Dark World. Okay, Scott's other mate. He could go up here in the D section. This guy cracks me up, Mr. Polka Dot Man. Captain Marvel's friend, we'll just chuck her in the E tier. You know, again, she's a bit better than all of these ones in the F tier, but she doesn't do much. Meek can also go in the E tier. Has a couple funny moments, but he doesn't do much. F. Oh, jeez, there's some shit characters in Captain Marvel, isn't there? Okay, MJ. Ooh, I'm going to put her in the C tier. Yeah, I like MJ, and I like Zendaya's portrayal of her. I know that it's very uncomic booky, but it's unique, and she has a really cool relationship with Peter Parker, I think. So, I'm going to put her there. John C. Reilly, for Guardians 1, just chuck him in the E tier. It's John C. Reilly, so for that reason alone, he gets to go above all these characters. But, yeah. I forget the name of this guy, but I'm going to put him in the D tier. Stan Skarsgård's character, the scientist from the first 2 Thor films. He's in Age of Ultron as well. I'd like to see him again. I don't know why he's vanished. You saw him on Avengers Campus at the end of Age of Ultron. Why have we not seen him since? Really great actor as well. Okay, this agent guy, he can just go as an F. The one from the first Avengers and the Winter Soldier. Villain from Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's very, very much forgettable. I'm gonna give him an A because yeah, he's right at the bottom of the E section, but he's better than all these F characters. Stallone's character can go as an A. You know, again, doesn't really do much. He don't have loads of screen time in fairness to him, but he's a lot more memorable than all of these. Thor's other mate, Blackbeard from Black Sails, can go in the F section. It just doesn't really bring anything, does he? Oh, and I think I got something wrong here with the Black Panther ones. I think I put M'Baku. That was M'Baku we done earlier. Okay, I done that wrong. M'Baku, I'd actually switch up to the D tier. And this is the guy I thought we were talking about, who I will chuck in the E tier. It was hard to tell because the pictures are so dark and my laptop screen it's not the best. But yeah, anyway, M'Baku's funny. He's got some funny lines and I liked his scenes. His very small scene in Infinity War, whereas this guy was just very forgettable. Okay, last character, Mysterio. Mr. Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm going to put up here on the C tier. Both Spider-Man villains in the C tier. Really cool. I'm so pleased they went full comic book and aced the Mysterio look. Jake Gyllenhaal played it really well as well. But there we go. There is the MCU tier ranking. I'm not going to put the characters in order because I know that like when I do these videos, I'll go like, right, Iron Man was my favourite out of these three, then Cap, then Thor, and then like, I don't know, Ant-Man being my favourite there, then maybe Loki, then Black Panther, then Hulk. There's so many to go through here, and the video is already long enough, so I'm not going to do that in this one. But nevertheless, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a message. And as always, I'll see you next time for another video. Bye-bye.